Welcome back, everybody, to the College Football 26 Dynasty with the Delaware Blue Hens. Last episode, we talked about this roster, we talked about this team, we talked about the future of this dynasty. And here today, it's time for us to really sink our teeth into our first season and get things underway with our first ever FBS college football game against the Akron Zips at home in Delaware. I can't say I expect a whole lot from this team this year because, as we talked about last episode, we have so many seniors. We have 29 in total, but we have 28 needs to address, not including players who might transfer away. And if we don't play very well and don't win more than 4 games most likely, or more than that, then we're probably going to be seeing even more players leave this program. So we're going to look a lot different a year from now, and we're not going to really spend a whole lot of time in our first year. I do plan to probably go through each and every game, but I'll try and get multiple games done after this episode per game, or per episode, so that we can move through this first year faster and get right into the years where we're going to have guys that we brought in ourselves, whether it's in the portal or out of high school. Before we dive into our first game, I did pre-order the game, so I do have 100 additional coach points, but I can't turn the pre-order bonus off any longer because I've already started this dynasty before I got the bonus. But I guess we'll just always have a surplus of 100 points to use because I would like this to be a more accurate rebuild where I'm not using the pre-order bonus coach points to, give us a leg up early on. So we only have 10 to use, and I think I probably am going to focus on running back here for the motivator tree. We don't have master motivator yet, so I'm not sure what it takes to get there. Got to get 5 players drafted, so it's going to be a while for us to get the master motivator tier, but I think I'll use this for an interest boost for running backs and fullbacks in recruiting when a current running back hits a skill cap. So we'll have to check the skill caps for our current players, but I imagine most of our guys who are seniors are probably already near their skill caps or have already reached them. So let's go take a look real quick at those running backs. We've got Jonathan Silver, who again I think is going to be a guy that we look to run the offense through, because he's our best offensive player. If you look at his ratings, he's actually pretty far away from reaching a skill cap. And I do have manual progression on because the CPU tends to, when it's on automatic, they tend to go with the lowest skill caps first. Like, for example, they would go with route running until that was not the lowest one any longer. I would rather use them on things that I would like to train a certain player on, but I do have that 25% penalty, which I think is a good thing. So we'll have to wait and see if we can even get those boosts for the motivator tree this year, but might be more of a long-term idea there. But today we face one of the only 0-star schools in the game, the lowest rated team in the game, the Akron Zips over in the MAC. And they're a 61 overall team, and you can see why. There's just not a lot of top-tier talent, really any top-tier talent on this team at all. Their quarterback is a senior with good short accuracy, decent mid accuracy, but everything else is definitely not where you want it to be. Their best offensive player looks to be their tight end and their running back, Taven Curry, who's got 93 carrying, 86 speed. Not a lot to worry about there. Receiver, they don't really have much speed there. We have corners that have about the same, so I'm not worried about us getting beat down the field too much. But Jake Newell, their sophomore tight end, is their best rated player on this entire team. He's got 80 speed, which is pretty good for a tight end, 84 acceleration. And in terms of the offensive line, I think if we can defend the pass pretty well, then we can really get our pass rush guys and our edge rushers to have an impact on this game, because their offensive line is probably the worst part of their offense. Defensively, I mean, are they going to stop the run? I think that is going to be a thing that we can probably go to. They do have a pretty good Mike linebacker here in Gage Summers, who's a junior at a 77 overall. But outside of him, they don't really have any good players in the first two levels of this defense. And if the secondary does not look good either, which it does not, maybe we could also pass the ball in this game. We'll just have to find out and go from there. And lastly, here are my settings before we jump into our game. We're on Heisman difficulty with CPU only coach firing. I do, however, have Matt 10's sliders for gameplay, including his quarter length and play clock time with the accelerated clock and his wear and tear settings as well. So wear and tear is going to have a pretty big impact in the series, which it was not really that impactful last year. So I think this should be better in terms of getting guys further down our depth charts and playing time, guys who are not being redshirted this season. And then these are the gameplay sliders if you want to copy these. But again, they're on the NCAA football series subreddit. They're also on Twitter on Matt 10's account. So if you want to use these, just go over there and grab those. But I'll be tweaking these and updating these as Matt 10 uploads new ones. And as I see things that I think need some tweaking, I will, of course, adjust them. My only difference between mine and his, where I lowered the false start and holding penalties because they were very high, and there were people that were saying that it was a little bit too high for their liking because you were getting like 4 holding penalties per drive, which was a lot and almost impossible to play against. So those are the settings. And now we can dive in to our first ever game as an FBS program. Welcome everybody to Delaware Stadium, a 23,000 capacity stadium. This place is packed for our first ever game in the FBS, taking on Akron at home at Raymond Fields. And we're going to see if we can start our FBS history as a program with a 1-0 record. This is probably going to be our easiest game of the entire season. So let's go and get a win here on our home court, home turf. And we are officially underway here in 2025, our first ever season. Turn brought out to the 12-yard line by the Zips, and we will start on defense. Out comes Jake Newell and the Akron offense. 1st and 10 for Akron. First play of the game from scrimmage, and the pass is complete from Finley. That's a gain of 6. Back to throw again. And Finley completes it again to Adams, who has the first 2 grabs of the game. In the gun now, Finley, 3 straight throws to open this one. That one's complete as well. Gain of 4. And now a little RPO out to Alex Adams, once again converting for the first down. Ben Finley off to a 4-for-4 starts. From the 40-yard line, first handoff for Taven Curry up the gut. Gain of 4. Second down, and pass caught by Adams once again. 3 first downs, and all 3 of them belong to him. Now across midfield are the Zips at the Delaware 43, and now Williams gets the handoff, but only gains 2. Probably our best defensive play so far. Taven Curry back in, Finley back to throw, great protection. Pass caught at the 24-yard line. We have used mostly zone coverage to open this game. It hasn't worked, so we go to man coverage this time, but it's a handoff instead for Marquise Williams, who picks up 3. Delaware defense looks to bring a blitz. It's a read option, and it's going to be a loss of 1. Nice tackle there made by Dylan Traynor. Big third down here for this Blue Hens defense. Finley's got time to throw, and it's caught just enough for a first down. That is Jake Newell. In the red zone now are the Zips. Curry gets the handoff, and he is wrapped up at the 11 for a short gain of 2. It's been a long drive so far for Akron. A lot of plays being run. That's a short gain as well on that handoff to Williams. 3rd and 7 now. A chance to once again hold these guys to a field goal. Akron needs the 3-yard line for a first down. Finley under duress, trying to take off, but he is sacked by Blake Matthews in the backfield for no gain, and it's 4th down. And the field goal from the left hash is up, and it is no good. Wide to the left, could not get it to curve inside the posts. And it's still 0-0 after like a 7-minute drive to open the game. And Delaware finally comes out to get some offense underway. We start from the 20-yard line after that missed field goal. RPO here, complete, but nothing there. 2nd down and 10 for Delaware. And in motion, it's going to be a screen out to the running back, Jonathan Silver, and he picks up about 9 yards. 1 yard to go here. It's given to Silver, and he is held inches shy of the first down. It's our first game here in the FBS. We're going to be aggressive here on 4th and short in our first game. It's going to be a handoff, and Silver's got the first down and more, a gain of 10. Now 1 play left to go here in the opening quarter. In comes Saeed St. Fleur in place of Silver, and he's got nothing on the 1st and 10 handoff. And that will get us to the end of the first quarter as the time ticks away. No score here through 1. First play of the second quarter, Delaware at their own 40-yard line. The touch pass, Jake Thaw cuts it upfield, but nothing there. Back-to-back yardless plays, and now it's 3rd and 10. Got to get to the 50 for a first down. Zach Marker back to throw, pass caught, it's complete to Max Patterson. Across the Akron 45, the drive continues. Marker, quick strike, and it's caught by Jakari Kelly for a gain of 9 more. Blue Hens need 1 yard for a first down. Marker completes it for a first down, and Max Patterson's second catch. Good looking drive so far, trying to match the opening drive by Akron. Now an outside give here. Silver, though, only gains 2. Just inside the Akron 30. Now it's a handoff. Silver's got some room on the RPO. 4 runs, 22 yards, and now a fresh set of downs for the Blue Hens offense. Marker over the middle into traffic, and a flag comes in. And it's going to go against the offense. That was supposed to be a mid-screen, but Marker had other ideas. And it's going to be offensive pass interference. Wow, I cannot believe that. So we're backed up by 10 yards back to the Akron 30. Short throw, and it's picked off! Marker's first turnover of the season. Max Patterson makes the tackle. And that long drive goes to waste as Branch jumps the route intended for Jake Bradell. And Akron takes over a yard shy of the 50. Here's a replay of this one. Alex Branch, when one of their cornerbacks makes the play. Just a bad idea from Marker, the quarterback, and neither team able to put points on the board on their opening drive. Just over 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. Second drive for the Zips. And it's going to be a little read option here. Finley keeps it, gains 4. Wide formation here. Williams takes the edge. There is some room. Up the numbers. And tackled after a 21-yard gain. And Akron sets up shop at the Delaware 26. Akron's had no problem so far moving the football. It's just about finishing the drive now, as they are a pair of yards short of the red zone. Finley back to throw over the middle and incomplete. Jake Newell, a star tight end, could not hang on to it. 3rd and 6 now. Curry motions out. Finley not under any pressure at all. And the pass is caught for a first down. At the 10-yard line, they'll give it to Marquise Williams, who's dropped for a loss of 2. Nice play there by Montez Coing, one of our backup Sam linebackers. 2nd down and long. Curry cuts it back up the middle, and he has a nice gain right there of 7 yards. And that will set up 3rd down and 5. It's pretty much touchdown or bust on this play. And Williams can't get around the edge. That is Blake Matthews once again out there with that stop. It's a loss of 3. And out comes the field goal units. They missed their first kick. This one is also off the mark. 2 short-range field goals. Neither one goes, and Delaware still remains tied with Akron. Wow. We just caught a huge break. Adam Samaha is probably on his way to getting benched in the first game, in the first half. Absolutely incredible. Blue Hens once again start from the 20-yard line. It's a play-action pass and completes, but not a lot there. Good play there. The open field by Alex Branch. Under 2.5 to play here in the first half. Marker scanning and incomplete. 3rd and long, trying to avoid a 3-and-out after a missed field goal. Marker on the move, delivers a strike on the outside, and it's going to be a first down. Nicholas LeBoy, our 4th wideout, makes the catch. We come out of the 2-minute warning here, now 3 yards shy of our own 40. Marker back to throw, up the seam, it's complete, and Silver's got some room, up the numbers, he is gone! And Delaware starts the scoring here on a massive play that goes for 63 yards. Blue Hens on the board and out in front. What a play! Just a simple halfback seam here, ran by Silver, our best offensive player, and a perfect throw by Marker over the head of Brown, who was not looking at the ball. And Silver takes it the rest of the way. 2-minute drill now for the Zips. They got to go 80 yards to tie this game up. That's not going to get it done, but Adams having himself quite a day so far. 5 catches, a yard shy of 40. 2nd down now, Finley. Short throw, a flag comes in. It's going to be a first down, but is it coming back? It looks like it might be. It's going to be against their offensive line. And it's going to be holding on Dane Shore, the right tackle. We will, of course, accept. That penalty also stops the clock here. We could have some more time if we can get to the quarterback. Nearly had a sack right there off the edge. 3rd and long. Blue Hens defense trying to get off the field here. It's going to be a handoff to Curry. Nothing there. And we're going to call timeout to give us the maximum time to drive right back down the field. From near their own end zone, the punt is away. Jake Thaw on the return. Gets a solid block and gets across midfield. Great starting field position for this offense. Trying to go up by 2 scores prior to halftime. Marker's got time, steps up, and throws his second INT. Ill-advised throw into traffic, and he led Max Patterson by too much. And Akron gets a turnover on the first play. It's not Alex Branch this time, but it's still a turnover for Delaware. That's Justin Anderson, the strong safety, with the INT. And so we are not done yet. 1st and 10, Zips. Play action pass, caught up the seam. Newell broke a tackle and gains 26 yards. After burning their first timeout, it's 1st and 10 Akron. Marquise Williams the handoff, spinning his way to a first down. And now they're going to go quick here. They got 2 timeouts left, about a minute of clock left before halftime. Trying to put their first points on the board. Finley floats it, incomplete, flag comes in. And this one is going against the offense, it seems, for another holding penalty. That'll back them up by 10 yards. Back into their own territory here on 1st and 20. Quick throw, knocked away from Adams. That was Khalil Ali on that deflection. Back to throw, good protection. Finley's got all day and finds his man inside the Delaware 40-yard line. That's Tim Greer Jr.'s first catch of the game. 3rd and 6, Akron. They'll give it to Taven Curry. He will get the first down. Bit of a gutsy play call right there. Akron only has 1 timeout left. They come out quick, empty set. It's a quick short throw. Gain of only 3. And Akron is going to burn their final timeout with 17 seconds left. What do they do now? From the 24. Finley back to throw. Pressure's picked up well. It's caught and out of bounds goes Tim Greer Jr. 12 seconds left here in the opening half. 5 wide sets. And we can't get there in time. Almost had a sack there for Blake Matthews. They're going to try one more play here prior to a field goal attempt. Flag comes in. We do get to the quarterback this time. And it's going to be against the offense. Their 3rd hold of the half. And that stops the clock. We'll keep going if we decline. They got 3 seconds. We're going to accept the penalty and make it a more difficult field goal. That holding penalty just saved them from getting nothing on the board, and their kicker has missed all 3 attempts. Samaha, 0 for 3, all of them within the range of most kickers in college football. And we go to halftime up 7-0. Akron should be up 9-7 right now. Absolutely incredible. They have doubled our time of possession, and yet we're in front. We've done okay on defense, holding them to short throws and not really any big plays. But if we can hold them from the end zone, we can rely on their kicker to miss a couple of kicks now. He's already missed 3, all of them short range. So here we go. Samaha will get the second half underway. Lewis on the return only gets to the Delaware 16. Blue Hens starting from inside their 20, handed off to Silver, but offensive line did not really give him much to work with there. Back to throw. Marker delivers a strike and wide open. It's the tight end, Jake Bradell, for a big first down. Up near the Delaware 40. Gonna keep it in the air here. Caught, and Jonathan Silver has a first down across midfield. A $158 passing here for Marker. Does have those 2 picks. Can he take care of the football in this half? Marker protected well, delivers a high strike into Jake Thaw for another first down. Delaware moving the ball well, but this time we're going backwards. Alex Branch making a big name for himself so far in this one. 2nd and 12. It's going to be a screen complete to Silver. He's got some room and gets close to a first down. 4 catches, 100 yards. Don't forget he had our only score of the game so far with that halfback seam route back near the end of the first half. On 3rd down, he is subbed out for Saeed St. Fleur, who gets the handoff on the read option and converts easily up near the 15-yard line. Screen setting up. It's caught. There's room to run. Patterson inside the 1-yard line. Gain of 14. And the Blue Hens are knocking on the door. Goal to go. Direct snap. Silver, a couple of juke moves, but is knocked down shy of the line of scrimmage. Let's try this again. Hand off to Silver. Trying to find a crease, but nothing opens up. It's 3rd down. Just 2 yards between us and the end zone here. It's going to be an RPO, and Silver tries to fight his way in, but is tackled a yard short. 4th and goal, a yard away. Do we go for this? The offense will stay out there. 4th and goal. Fullback dive, and we are in the end zone. That is Elijah Sessoms, the number 2 tight end. And for Delaware's 2nd score of the afternoon. And this one could be getting ugly here soon. That was a 12-play, 85-yard drive that took over 6.5 minutes off the clock here. Akron's first possession gets off on the wrong foot as Finley overthrows a wide-open player in Jake Newell, their star tight end. So a lucky break right there for this Delaware defense, but now Curry hits a hole and gains 5. 3rd down. And they're trying to avoid a 3-and-outs. Finley, well protected, shifts in the pocket, throws downfield. It's knocked away by KTC. Offense takes over at their own 42, leading by 2 touchdowns. Here's Silver, biding his time, taking the outside edge. He's got room to run, and nobody is gonna catch him. It's another big touchdown for Jonathan Silver. Delaware leads by 3 touchdowns. 2 big plays in either half for Jonathan Silver. And that is why he is our best offensive player. A patient run, waiting for the outside edge to get set. And then he absolutely takes off and beats the entire defense in a foot race. What a play once again by the tailback. This game has turned sour for Akron. They could really use a score. Here's a big gain to open the drive for their quarterback, Ben Finley, who is more of a pocket passer, but shows off the wheels that time. Now they'll go to an RPO. Decent upfield blocking. It's going to be a 9.5-yard gain that time. Inches to go from the 40. They'll fake the handoff to Curry. It's knocked away in the open fields. Finley now 15 for 22. 3rd and short. They will once again fake it. Finley keeps and is not going to have enough to convert. And our defense once again gets off the field. Great job here in this 3rd quarter so far. Here we go, 1st and 10, handing it off to Silver, who's had a busy day, but this time goes backwards. 11 runs, a yard shy of 80. Back to throw on 2nd down, marker under pressure. Flag comes in after the incompletion. It's going to go against the offense. That's right tackle Fenton Bros. That's going to be holding. Empty set now on 2nd and 21. Quick throw, complete to Silver. Not a lot there. Final play of the third quarter. Marker has time, now under pressure, doesn't get rid of the football, and he is sacked back inside the 5-yard line. That's going to end this drive and in the quarter. But Delaware still in front 21-0. Akron's offense starts the fourth quarter from beyond midfield after a deep territory punt by Delaware. Being a 6 that time for Williams, who has been really solid as the backup running back here for the Zips. Finley hands this one off. Williams wrapped up by Gavin Moole after a 3-yard gain. Getting 1 yard, right back to the run. This time it's Taven Curry for a first down. Finley back to throw, under pressure. We get there. Gavin Moole with our second sack. It's a loss of 9. Back to the air. It's going to be a screen setting up for Williams, but only a 2 or 3 yard gain there for Williams. 3rd and 17. If they want to win, they pretty much have to score on this drive. Finley, all the time in the world, has an open man, but it's out of bounds. That was Jake Newell, who could not keep himself in bounds. But the offense stays out there for 4th and 17. Under 8 to go now in regulation. Finley's pass caught wide open. It's Alex Adams. And the drive stays alive just by a hair. Great throw by Finley that time. First down. And that's going to be a read option. Finley's got space. Hit down at the 1 after a first down conversion. And now it's Akron knocking on the door, trying to thwart a shutout attempt by this Delaware defense. They come out. 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. It's going to be an RPO, and it's caught by Adams for a touchdown. The Zips finally get on the board here in the fourth quarter. This game is not quite over. Still plenty of time left. Got to take care of the football and hopefully put a few more points on the board. There's a hole opening up for Silver. Up to 90 yards. We're going to start chewing some clock now and try and run this clock out. Speed option out to Silver, but Akron's defense ready for it. Marker incomplete on the screen. Just held on to it for a little too long. 3rd and 9. That play stops the clock as well. Could be a key 3rd down. Marker facing pressure, lofts it up. It is incomplete, intended for Jake LeBoy. And now we have to punt, and Akron will have a chance to make it a 1-score game. That was actually Nicholas LeBoy, my fault, but 5:12 left. Game's not over. Akron needs a quick score. That's complete for a first down. Make some wear and tear adjustments here. One of our players is a little shaken up. Little screen pass completes. Gain of 9. Now from their own 43. Good protection underneath to Curry. And now across midfield. They're going quick. Under 4 minutes left to go. Defense has to come through here and keep us from having to sweat this game out. Finley makes a couple of adjustments at the line. Has all the time in the world and floats it complete. How did that pass get through? Once again, it's Alex Adams who makes the grab in traffic. Now an empty look here for Ben Finley. Once again, good protection. Curry up to the 24. 2nd down and 2. Finley steps up, has a man, but he overthrew him. He had Greer wide open at the goal line, could not fit the ball in. Lucky break once again for this defense. Now they'll fake a handoff. It's a screen, and it's going to be enough to reset the down here. Clock under 3 minutes to go. Red zone offense here for Akron. Finley to pass. No pass rush. Finley's taken off. He's got room to run and slides a yard shy of the first down. Defense under pressure. They give up another first down. This time it's Curry inside the 5. They're still going quick here. First and goal now, 3 yards shy of the end zone. This game is getting very interesting now. Finley throws short, and it's caught for a short gain. Second and goal over the middle and complete for a touchdown. Akron with back-to-back touchdown drives. Marquise Williams, the backup tailback, makes the catch, a second away from reaching the 2-minute warning. From the 25-yard line, starting with the handoff to Silver. And that will get us to the other side of the 2-minute warning. Now it's time to burn their timeouts. Second down and 7. Marker with a touch pass here. But LeBoy probably should have taken the edge earlier there or cut it upfield, but instead kind of got held up by his own offensive lineman. Third down. We got to convert here. There is a lot riding on this play. Third down. Marker to throw. Pass time. Downfield. Caught! Burdell at the 40. What a play! Give us a replay of that one, please. I think we had Patterson open on this play. Marker takes a chance and finds our tight end for a first down. Let's watch that one again. He's got Patterson wide open for a short first down. A guaranteed first down. Instead goes all the way to Burdell, who makes the catch, gets a foot down in bounds, and then steps out a couple steps later. That was an incredible play and just saved us from giving Akron the ball with a lot of time left. Akron still has 2 timeouts though. We'll give this one to Silver. Nothing there. We're going to make them use their final timeout here. It's a buck sweep. Silver once again outside. We lose 2, and it's third and long again. I want to be smart here and just take more time off the clock. Third down and 10. Silver to the 37, and we're going to punt and try and pin them deep. Get the clock under 1 minute. Gonna try and get this one out of bounds inside the 10 if we can. But it's a couple yards short. Akron starts from the 16, down by a touchdown. Can our defense close this game out? Here we go. 54 seconds left. Finley, complete over the middle to Alex Adams. We saw Blake Matthews get taken out there, who was coming in hot. They have no timeouts to work with. They'll spike it here on first down. Second down and 10. Short throw and caught. They'll be taking that. They'll go quick now. Third and 7. Time winding away. Finley floats it over the middle and caught by Polk for a first down, which stops the clock temporarily. Gonna go to some man coverage here, but they will spike it on first and 10 with 26 on the clock. From the 46, Finley incomplete, trying to find Polk. Third down and 10. Finley launches way downfield. It's incomplete. Double coverage there, safety in the area, and now this could be the final play for the Akron offense. Fourth down. Got to reach the 44 for a first. Pressure coming, running and sacked. Gavin Moore gets to Ben Finley, and this game is gonna be over. The defense gets the job done. We hold off. A valiant comeback effort, and Delaware wins their first ever FBS football game. We start this dynasty 1-0. A 21-14 final score. Jonathan Silver, a well-deserved player of the game. 2 huge touchdowns, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground. What a start to this dynasty, folks. The Blue Hens are undefeated through 1 week. Akron had 24 first downs to our 15 and 60 more offensive yards. They beat us on the ground, but we still ran the ball pretty well. Both teams 4.1 per carry. We passed the ball very well, 10.5 per throw from our quarterback, Zach Marker. And he was pretty good, 17 for 22, 1 touchdown, no INTs in the second half. But a couple of those mistakes, luckily not costing us. Those missed field goals for Akron are going to haunt them for the rest of their season, because they probably would have beaten us if they hit those field goals. But that would have also changed the rest of the game. How about 5.6 on the ground for Jonathan Silver? He was awesome in this one. He had 5 grabs for a buck, 2 yards. Jake Thaw, 3 grabs. Receivers not really heavily involved here in this one, but Burdell had that huge catch which nearly won us the game. And then I thought our blocking was pretty well for this offensive line. Only 1 sack allowed by Demboski. Nobody else gave up a sack. And I thought our defense played pretty well outside of those 2 touchdown drives. But 2 sacks for Gavin Moole, 1 for Blake Matthews. And a pretty simple day for Nate Reed. No field goals attempted. But Adam Samaha, who only has 73 kick accuracy, he has a lot to work on. That will take us to recruiting. We are locked out of a gem guy that we were kind of targeting here in Jordan East, a defensive tackle, but we cannot reach his top 10 at all, so we are locked out of him. But we are first place right now for Garrison Colclough. Nobody else offering a scholarship. We are in first place for Martin Crumpler, the thumper will linebacker. Also the only school to offer him a scholarship, and we're going to send the house on both of those guys to get us as far as we can in terms of recruiting, because 3 stars are going to be hard to come by early on. So if you can find a guy early on that has interest, we got to really send the house and get those guys early and often. We are first place right now for quarterback Walter Wesovich, as we are sending the house on him. He's a backfield creator, but our rival JMU is in second place behind us. So we got to really hone in on him. And we don't know what his motivations are quite yet. We'll learn more about that soon. But 8 scholarships offered so far. We've also given one out here to pocket passer Carlos Lyles. Here's the attributes for these 2 guys real quick. 84 throw power with okay accuracies for Lyles. Only 50 break sack, low speed. Wesovich has higher speed, higher break sack, but the accuracies and throw power are a little bit worse. But Wesovich does have 2 mental abilities, which Lyles does not. In terms of Crumpler, he's got the road dog mental ability, and he's got 78 zone coverage, solid strength, good acceleration. I like him a lot with that gem. Then Colclough, 88 strength with 71 power moves, not a bad starting point. Moving on to Willie Raymond, 84 speed running back here, a north-south receiver. And I like his game quite a bit. Juke move, spin move in a solid area. Starting out, he's got the silver clear-headed mental ability. And we are first for him, and now in his top 5, we have a chance to spend some points to schedule a visit. And we're going to do so against probably James Madison for week 3. And if we win that game, that will give us a really big boost to him, which we could bring him in. But do we want to save those points and schedule it for next week? In terms of saving the schedule visit for next week, it'll take 10 points to use. But do we want to go after other 3-star talents first? Nobody else, I believe, has us in their top 10 for 3 stars. I'm going to go ahead and use that because you don't often get 3-star running backs early on. So we're going to use it for him. You know, playing time is one of his motivations, so we're going to use it on that. And because Silver is a senior, he'll have a good chance to get the starting job maybe after his freshman season, or maybe right off the bat, who knows. We have yet to reach the top 10 for another running back here, Maka Mahalona out of New Jersey. And his ratings are not very good. In fact, I think he might actually be, I think he's an offensive lineman, not a running back. Excuse that. And yeah, I'm not really liking his starting place, but he is a 3-star, which means that he'll have a better chance at progression and a higher depth traits. So we'll keep it where it's at, but I'm not sold on him. We've got a 4-star here that we're not in the top 10 for, but if we offer right now, we might have a chance to maybe jump somebody to reach his top 10, but I'm not sure if we can make up that much ground in 1 week to reach his top 8s. We're probably out on Manu Amaro. Let's focus on some other 3-star players. For example, we got a couple offensive linemen down here. Let's look at Mike Hyde here. Also close to reaching his top 8s. We need somebody that does not have as much interest. Got a guy right here, defensive tackle Jeremy Hooks. Offers from Rutgers and JMU. Scout him real fast. And 82 strength, 81 power moves is very, very good. He's got 2 abilities. We'll offer him a scholarship and put our name in his hat. We got 5 points left to use. We might as well offer a scholarship to somebody. And I like Lee Boyko better than the guy that we checked earlier on the offensive line. That was Mahalona. This guy's a raw strength right tackle. Still a couple weeks away probably from reaching his top 8. If we offer a scholarship, this might get us up there soon. We reach week 2 and we are still first place for Cole Klo, Wesevich, and Martin Crumper. We have been locked down for Amaro, Manu Siavi, and Esteban Burr, 2 of which are 2-star recruits. So more players to take off our board, but now we got to face Colorado next episode in Boulder. They're coming off a loss, but they are an 86 overall team. This is going to be quite the uphill battle. We've got 50 hours to spend this week. We have a visit scheduled for next week for Willie Raymond. And we might want to schedule a visit for somebody, but we are first place for Wesevich with JMU, Rutgers, and Temple in tow. And we'll try and schedule a visit for JMU as well. But again, it's not going to be an easy game to win. So I got to make the right calls there, because this could heavily affect our recruiting for 2 3-star recruits on the offensive side. We'll do a family visit for Wesevich. And if we can beat JMU, that will really, really help us out. Otherwise, looking at more options here. Landon Barron. I'm surprised we're not locked out. I thought he reached his top 8s. I don't see us in there, and yet we can still go after him. 83 block shit, 81 strength. Is it worth spending points on him? I guess he hasn't had any scholarship offers except from us. That's why he doesn't really have his list narrowed down. Let's go ahead and put some points into him. And then down here, Lee Boyko. Kind of the same situation here. We'll try and up the ante for him here and use the rest of our points. So 9 scholarships offered, 24 players on our board. That'll be trimmed down here. We are top 3 for Jeremy Hooks, but still a ways to go to catch up to Rutgers. But we'll add more players to our board once more points become available. But that will about do it, folks, here in episode 2, our first game and our first win. And we'll see if we can start this season with a plus 500 record through our first 3 weeks before starting Conference USA play against FIU in week 4. I will see y'all next time for back-to-back primetime games. Please leave your feedback down below. Please like the video and subscribe if you're new. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care.